Yo, what's going on, guys? We back again, once again, with another RB reactions, and this time we are reacting to the top 20 most overpowered attacks in anime by ViniTube. We gonna see some amazing ass animations, some dope ass attacks, sound effects, and from some dope ass characters who we know and love or hate, because you know some villains got some overpowered ass attacks. So with that being said, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you guys don't miss any of our videos. Go buy Lady A book. It's in the description. 99 cents. It's damn near free.
Damn near free, yeah.
So with that being said, of course, if you don't want to see our reaction, the original video is also in the description. So with that being said, let's get it.
Let's go.
Got old dude from fight. God damn!
Oh yeah.
Anime around,
yeah.
There's no shortage of strong characters, and obviously strong characters come with the strongest abilities and attacks. From magical fireballs that can melt stone to punches that can shatter islands, we've compiled a list of some of the most overpowered attacks in anime. So let's not keep you waiting and dive headfirst into the video. Starting the list, we have Isaac Netero's 100 type Guanyin Bodhisattva, which used against the strongest villain in the series to date. Netero himself is one of those old dudes who you see in anime that are exceptionally overpowered, a bit like Yamamoto from Bleach, and as such, you expect them to have some overpowered cards in their arsenal. Netero's most dangerous attack by far though is still this one. This manipulation of Nen technique allows him to create a large Buddha statue with many hands that looks extremely intimidating. Netero can use the Buddha as a medium for performing some exceptionally devastating attacks that would certainly kill most of the hunters in the series, considering how powerful each attack is. Even the King of Ants wasn't left unscathed by these moves, and he'd succumb to them if he wasn't the strongest creature around at the time. The most powerful ability amongst his different hand moves was the Zero Hand, which came in the form of an awesome beam attack. The attack looked awesome, and coupled with the destructive power, it was definitely one of the coolest moves we saw.
God damn.
I think you got him. Yeah.
With perhaps one of the most epic comebacks when it comes to duels, we have Bercouli's time slash from Sword Art Online Alicization.
I don't give a fuck nobody say you're not gonna catch me watching Sword Art. I'm sorry. God damn! Did you hear that? I just slashed your pants.
Or attack is overpowered when the word time is involved with it, one way or another, and this slash is no exception. During this time, Bercouli was on his last legs, and it seemed like he was going to lose against Vector, but he did the unthinkable. With a time-splitting sword in just one arm, he turned everything around. The animation, soundtrack, and the intensity of the moment made this attack have even more of an impact. Vector instantly became non-existent, and Bercouli making that pose was just so badass. It's one thing to defeat your opponent in the present, but it's something completely different when you cut time itself and destroy their past self. You can't even dodge it. Shifting our focus onto the next villain, Zagreed's Vacuum Wall.
Devin, you about to say, Devin, you Black Clover, nigga. Yeah.
It's almost over too.
Zagreed is an upper-class devil known as the Word Soul Devil. He has the mind-boggling ability to create different magic attributes by talking about them. It's something like that thing Inumaki does in Jujutsu Kaisen. Imagine telling something to disappear and it just vanishes off the face of the earth. That's how strong Zagreed's ability is. The technique can't be overlooked, but the most powerful attack Zagreed pulled off with this ability was the Vacuum Wall, capable of pinning down some of the strongest guys around. The ability itself was incredibly overpowered, but perhaps Zagreed didn't make the best use of it. Even though you can't directly kill someone off, you could still create attacks that would only be bound by imagination. Moving on, we have Gilgamesh's Enuma Elish from Fate Grand Order.
The sound.
You already know
Man.
that in almost every Fate series that has come out from its really confusing timeline, Gilgamesh is one of, if not the most overpowered character ever. And what does an OP character have? An insanely even more overpowered attack that can wipe anything off the face of the earth. He used this when he faced Tiamat, and you already know that something serious is coming when he touches one of his weapons. The sound effect was ear-deafening and beautiful at the same time, perfectly capturing the intensity and power of the attack. You rarely get to see this in anime, but when it does happen, it's just golden. You could even compare it to a nuclear explosion, and Tiamat could do nothing but just disintegrate into dust and bone. He truly deserves his title as King of the Heroes.
Yes.
The next attack to make it on this list is the one performed by Makima from Chainsaw Man.
Oh, yeah.
God, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Now this attack doesn't have any name in particular, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it is by far one of the most overpowered techniques shown in the series. The technique allows Makima to crush any target she wills over long distances using an invisible force. It's an insta-kill attack she shows off while dealing with Sawatari's gang. The requirements for the attack are that she requires a higher place such as a shrine, as well as a bunch of human sacrifices who are then told to utter the target's name. The sacrifice as well as the target are taken out instantly in one of the most brutal attacks put on display in the already very gory anime. The sheer fact that it kills off characters from exceptionally far locations makes it similar to the death note like Yagami uses. No villain is truly safe with this attack in play, making it one of the most overpowered in the entire series.
For now.
Now you thought Gold Experience was strong. Well, say hello to Gold Experience Requiem.
Bitch. Open your mouth.
The name itself shows how cool this stand is, but its backstory is even cooler. Created after the stand arrow pierced Gold Experience, the Requiem version has some insanely overpowered abilities that can't even be compared to the normal version. The attack in question though is Return to Zero, which is arguably the stand's most powerful ability. This ultimately allows all actions and willpower to revert to the state of zero, effectively nullifying them and causing them to cease to exist. This somehow translates to having the opponent experience death constantly if the opponent is killed off. We got to see this in action firsthand when Gold Experience Requiem was up against Diavolo, the primary antagonist of Golden Wind. Imagine having the ability to, first of all, kill off the strongest baddie in the series, and then make the baddie experience infinite death loops. If we're talking about overpowered abilities, then this one is most certainly broken in every way, even more so than the life creation ability Gold Experience could already use. Up next, we have an attack used by our friendly neighborhood mage, Frieren.
I still need to watch this.
She's broken as shit.
Frieren as a mage has vast amounts of experience, and considering the time she's spent living, she has an entire arsenal full of extremely powerful spells. Her mana outputs speak for itself, considering her mana exceeds even that of a 500-year-old demon, and by a wide margin too. The offensive magic she uses is in a league of its own, with spells like Judrajim, a destructive lightning spell that causes massive damage to the target. But out of all of those spells, the most overpowered one in our opinion is her hellfire summoning, Volzenbell. Frieren effectively creates a massive blast of fire in front of her that has a wide area of effect. The attack can melt more or less anything, considering that it's incinerated a large column made entirely of stone. This would mean that the temperature itself is upwards of 1500 degrees Celsius. Now, normal humans would literally vaporize at that point. She doesn't have a bunch of other spells that may be stronger conditionally, but currently this spell seems to be the most overpowered offensively overall.
Oh shit!
Switching over from elemental attacks, we have Gojo's Hollow Purple. Gojo is regarded as the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in Jujutsu Kaisen, so it's no wonder that he'd have some of the most broken abilities in the series. His base power is in a league of its own, considering that he's seen as a literal Deus Ex Machina that can deal with pretty much any adversaries in a heartbeat. His most powerful attack by far, though, is the Hollow Purple technique. By merging his blue and red infinities, Gojo can produce an imaginary mass that can move across large distances, leaving pure destruction in its wake. He used this on two separate occasions. once. Once he used it against Doji Fushiguro, a dude who was exceptionally strong in his own right. The outcome? Doji with a large chunk of his left side missing. The other time was against Hanami, a special grade curse spirit, and that too from quite a distance away. While travelling to Hanami, the attack destroys the forest in its path, and Gojo uses this attack pretty casually. The sheer destructive potential makes this one of the most overpowered attacks we've seen yet. Speaking of the most powerful attacks held by the most powerful individuals, the next entry we have is All Might's United States of Smash.
That shit was so dope when I saw that
All
shit.
Might is the #1 hero, or should I say was, and for good reason. He could single-handedly take on the strongest villains around and was the only one who could fight toe-to-toe with All For One, the primary antagonist of the series. All Might doesn't go for the fancy stuff like having magic attacks or launching large orbs of power.
He just got hands.
He goes for good old smashing stuff, and the strongest attack in his arsenal is the United States of Smash. The sheer destructive power of the attack can be considered at least sector-busting levels, as All Might concentrates all of his power into a single punch. The impact is strong enough to create a massive crater and a twister that can carry buildings. How strong would the punch be to create a natural disaster, hey? Too bad we got to see this attack only when All Might was on his last leg, since who knows how powerful it would have been when he was at 100%. Either way, the attack was powerful enough to take out All For One, which is a testament to the attack's strength. Before we reveal the top 10 of this list, we have Rimuru's Megiddo.
Whoa.
It's not easy getting 10,000 souls for a power-up, since it means taking out 10,000 opponents. Well, it seems like a difficult feat, but not when you have an overpowered attack like Megiddo in the cards. The spell harnesses spirit magic to form tiny water droplets manipulated by water elementals. These droplets act as lenses,
the horse was like, oh,
concentrating
shit.
light into lethal laser beams. We got to see this overpowered spell when Rimuru used it against the entire army of the Kingdom of Falmouth, absolutely decimating it in a matter of seconds. The attack even ignores magical resistance, making it a surefire method of disposing of large numbers of enemies. Death and destruction were everywhere, and there was no one who could oppose the magic. The attack was so overpowered that we literally felt sorry for the soldiers who had to face Rimuru's wrath.
What's going on?
If you're enjoying this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Let's get back to the video. Starting off the top 10, we have Benimaru's Crimson Moon. Now, you must already have gotten the idea that overpowered characters tend to have equally overpowered attacks, since that's the set dynamic. Just like the rest, this attack deserves some super hype considering the power backing it. While fighting the demon Infernal, Benimaru hoisted it far into the sky above Asakusa to make sure that the area didn't suffer the after effects. He then proceeded to instantly use Crimson Moon, which resulted in a massive explosion that was dyed crimson. Its namesake is very accurately given, since it quite literally resembles a crimson moon. The attack was so strong that it instantly vaporized the demon Infernal, easily putting it in multiple sectors of busting territory. And boy, watching it play out on a screen was a treat in itself, since it had the best sound effects ever. It just hits your brain in the right places. But hey, since we're on the topic of flaming overpowered attacks, we can't help but mention the next entry on the list, which is Escanor's Pride Flare. Just like Benimaru, Escanor is considered to be one of the strongest gods in the world of 7 deadly sins. The lion sin of pride has the grace Sunshine. His power is weakest at midnight but begins to increase from sunrise, reaching its peak at noon. Now at that time, Escanor can be considered nigh invincible, but even before that, he's still a force to be reckoned with. One of Escanor's craziest attacks is Cruel Sun, whereby he literally creates a miniature sun. It gives off so much heat that it's able to melt armor from a distance. Now that seems like an overpowered attack in itself, but the real city-busting move is his Pride Flare. Escanor causes the sun he created to flare with such intensity that he causes a lake to instantly vaporize. The fact that he was this strong when there was still some time to noon, the time he's at the peak of his power, shows just how absolutely devastating the attack would be if Escanor chose to use it at full power. Even with all of that power, the attack still is as powerful as a nuclear bomb. Speaking of which, the next attack on this list is Shadow's I Am Atomic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see this one.
Considering Sid's
I like the
strongest
way he
technique,
said
I Am
that.
Atomic is the result of his magical research and training. The principle involves accumulating and compressing magic into a single point before releasing it. The energy unleashed resembles the chain reactions observed in fission or fusion processes, resulting in a nuclear explosion. Sid uses this
If you
technique to
have
decimate
Amazon Prime, you
several
can watch
miles
this
with the
anime.
power
It's
enough
called
to create
Eminence
a
in the
massive crater
Shadows.
and distort the space around him. And this overpowered blast is just a base version, which shows that the attack has even more potential. Just by being on the level of an atomic bomb makes this attack powerful enough to destroy cities, proving just how overpowered it truly is.
God damn.
Next we have Naruto's 6-path Ultra Big Ball Rasenshuriken.
Rightfully so.
Idra's arrow.
Now this name is an entire mouthful, so let's just call it the OP Rasenshuriken moving forward, okay? Crafted by Naruto himself through the immense power given to him by the Sage of Six Paths, this is an unparalleled ultimate technique. This is the strongest jutsu in Naruto's arsenal, and for good reason. While in 6-path Sage mode and fully transformed into Kurama, Naruto creates 2 shadow clones, merges them, and creates a massive Kurama with 6 arms and 3 faces. He then creates a tailed beast ball Rasenshuriken and a 6-path big ball Rasenshuriken. The destructive power of this combination was enough to overpower Sasuke's Indra's arrow and can destroy entire cities with ease. The size is absolutely massive to the point that anyone smart enough would run as soon as they saw it coming, but it would probably still be too late by then. This attack is a spectacle of raw power and precision, capable of overwhelming even the most formidable adversaries, standing as a testament to Naruto's growth. Well, we mentioned Naruto, so we just have to mention another attack from one of the big 3 of shonen anime, in particular Mugetsu. Prior to using this attack, Ichigo goes into the final Getsuga Tensho form. Getsuga Tensho has always been Ichigo's go-to attack, but this is when he literally becomes Getsuga itself. His entire image changes and stands as by far one of Ichigo's coolest forms. His body even emits black Reiatsu, which looks super intimidating. So of course, for such a powerful form, you'd need to give it an even more powerful attack, and that's what Mugetsu is. Ichigo slashes towards his intended target. This action unleashes a towering surge of dark Reiatsu that rises menacingly, enveloping the surroundings and casting a shadow over the sky. Anything caught in this powerful blast faces significant damage, highlighting the devastating force of the attack. Too bad for Aizen though, since this poor villain had the bad luck of being the target of this attack. The fact that Ichigo loses all of his Shinigami powers shows that this attack is nothing to scoff at, and the power comes with exceptional consequences. Continuing the last 2 entries, the next one we have is the Bajrang Gun by Luffy. To put into terms the sheer power of this attack, we'll first talk a bit about the guy who took it head on, Kaido. Kaido is the Emperor of the Sea and is also known as the strongest creature in the world. This massive behemoth is amongst the strongest of pirates, and he proved that during the Wano arc, proving to be an almost insurmountable mountain that our heroes had to face. Now, did I mention how his devil fruit allowed him to turn into a fire-breathing dragon? I mean, how impressive is that? To take out such a threat, you'd need a truly overpowered attack, and we got to see this in the form of the Bajrang Gun. Having unlocked the power of the sun god Nika, Luffy reached a completely different level of power, and the Bajrang Gun proved to be his strongest attack. There's nothing too complicated about the attack either. It's just Luffy making his fist into the size of an island. It was literally as big as Onigashima, dwarfing even the massive dragon form of Kaido. He then imbued the fist with Conqueror's and armament haki before punching Kaido into oblivion. How do you even evade an island-sized fist?
Okay.
Nearing the top 3, we have Natsu's 7 Flame Dragon's power. Being one of the strongest wizards in the series, as well as being the protagonist, already gives you massive potential, and there's no better way to show off that potential than with a massively overpowered attack, especially when you're up against the main villain of the series. During the final fight with Acnologia, the Dragon King, Natsu brought out all the big guns. Having been enchanted by Wendy with the power of 6 Dragon Slayers, Natsu proceeded to use that power to increase the power of his Fire Dragon's Iron Fist, which became surrounded by rainbow-colored energy. This resulted in a super cool looking fist that held all of that power, and it was strong enough to knock out the strongest villain in the series. But that punch still doesn't compare to the next entry, which reaches planetary levels of destruction. The punch we're talking about is Saitama's Serious Punch. Saitama is definitely amongst the most powerful characters around, and not just in his own series, but rather amongst most anime. He's so strong that we haven't ever seen him throw anything more than a casual punch, until we got to see this beauty, that is. Saitama's Serious Punch is just that. Him punching a bit seriously. No special powers imbued into the punch, no magic, just a good old punch. The Serious Punch was so powerful that it completely wiped out Boros's planet-wiping beam and served as the fatal blow to the overpowered alien. Not only that, the punch was so overpowered that the shockwave resulting from it parted the clouds way across the earth. Other than that, the Serious Punch was also powerful enough to completely disintegrate the Elder Centipede, making it look like a simple bug. The Serious Punch is definitely one of the most overpowered attacks we've seen, and considering Saitama's seemingly limitless potential, it may even be stronger than the destructive power we've seen up until now, making it a planet-busting move. Speaking of planet-busting moves, the next entry we have is Goku's Supreme Kamehameha.
Of course.
Everyone who watches anime knows about this move, and we aren't embarrassed to admit that we may have tried performing it in our childhood, right? The normal Kamehameha is just that iconic. This energy attack is Goku's signature move and has been used as a finishing attack against a large number of enemies. Over time, Goku has developed different variations of the attack, and it's increased in power and destructive capabilities, along with Goku's own raw power. After gaining perfected Ultra Instinct, Goku also further amplifies his Kamehameha to the Supreme Kamehameha. He used it against Frieren, and the force was enough to severely injure the overpowered opponent. We already know that Goku's Kamehameha could easily bust planets during even the Frieza saga, but considering his current level of power, it's not a long shot to say that the Supreme Kamehameha should be able to punch a hole through the universe. If that's not overpowered, then we don't know what is. But even that move doesn't compare to the power shown by the last entry on this list. Prepare
Yes!
your mind
Fuck!
blow. The most overpowered attack
waiting!
amongst all is
I was
Saitama's
waiting!
from Gurren Lagann.
I was waiting, bro.
The power is so immense, it defies all comprehension. Gurren Lagann isn't just any anime, it's a realm where
you
the
just
scales
earned a
of size reach
subscription.
mind-boggling proportions, unlike anything seen before. At the pinnacle of this stands the Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, a mech so colossal it dwarfs the entire universe itself. But hold on to your seats, because the sheer magnitude of this mech's power doesn't stop there. When it comes to its signature move, the Giga Drill Break, we're talking about an attack that expands to a staggering 20 times the size of its already incomprehensible original form. That's right, 20 times larger
The walking
than a being
universe.
that's bigger than the observable universe. Imagine an attack that spans billions upon billions of light years. Its power is nothing short of unfathomable. With numbers such as these, we didn't have to think much before placing this attack at the top of our list.
Gotta play out. Gotta play out.
And with that, we're wrapping up this list of the 20 most
Yeah. That's dope.
Bruh, I was sitting up here.
Where's
I was
Gurren
literally-
Lagann?
Yeah, I was literally thinking, I was like, hold on now, wait a minute. Where the fuck is Gurren Lagann? Like, that was the main thing I was thinking. I was like, where the fuck is Gurren Lagann? Because I'm sick of this, dog. Like, I'm sick and tired of disrespect. But then I was like, you know what, V2? You do your shit.
Yeah. Do your
Respect
thing.
given. Respect is given.
Respect is given. That was that I was glad because like so because they're like, okay, you did Saitama, you did everybody. Where the fuck is Gurren Lagann?
Simone the Digger.
Where is Simone the Digger? Where is Gurren Lagann, man?
Hey, man. But this was awesome though.
It was awesome.
We were really tuned in for this one, y'all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, you already know what we're about to say. Go buy Lady A book. It's 99 cents. It's damn near free.
That's my advertisement. Damn near free.
It's like what I said. If you ain't even got 99 cents and you do audio books, I bet you got Kindle credit. So use one of them credits to get.
And it will be coming out in the audio book soon.
Damn, see what the fuck I'm saying?
Look at
you gonna
you.
get that audio book, man. Get the Kindles, shit like that. Use your Kindle credit and get a book, man. Like for real. Wouldn't y'all like to have a book of someone before they blow up? Cause she said it's gonna be more coming.
Yes.
So you motherfuckers better give her while she's cheap, cause when she get it to that next level, you gonna be paying them dollars.
Facts. Running pockets.
For real. Run them motherfucking pockets. So with that being said, of course, if you don't want to see our reaction, original videos in the description. And with this list alone, y'all go subscribe to VinnyTube. I actually watch his videos, and
dope.
And this man be making content like crazy. Like, look at this shit. Most epic new G anime fights, top 20 most legendary showcase of power. Even though that one at the bottom look like it's AI, but with that being said,
it does.
I'm GT. That's Spiky Fox. That's Lady A. We are the Realm Breakers. Remember to keep breaking all the realms.
And fucking the multiverse up.
One at a motherfucking time.
And we will catch you guys in the next one. We are out. Peace.
Who the hell you think we are?
俺は大学と思っている。